Welcome to the Monitors Training for Summer Food Service Program, hosted by the Oregon Department of Education, Child Nutrition Programs. This training is designed to give the monitor a working knowledge of the Summer Food Service Program and the duties and responsibilities as the sponsor's representative. The following topics will be covered in this session: monitor's responsibilities, record keeping, and meal pattern requirements. The Summer Food Service Program provides nutritious meals to children during vacation periods that are similar to those offered under the National School Lunch and School Breakfast programs during the school year. Meals are provided to children 18 years of age and under. Meals are served at open, restricted open, or closed enrolled sites in areas where poor economic conditions exist. Meals also may be served at migrant feeding sites, national youth sports programs sites, and residential and non-residential camps. The role as the Summer Food Service Monitor is of particular importance. As the key link between the sponsor and the site personnel, the monitor must make sure that the sites operate in accordance with program guidance and requirements. This direct link between the sponsor's office and the food service sites is essential to ensure that the program functions properly. As the sponsor's representative, the monitor must develop and maintain open communications and cooperative relationships with site supervisors and staff. The monitor will also work with the site staff to help correct any problems and give additional training as necessary. Open communication with the sponsor is essential so that they are aware of any site problems and what is being done to resolve them. This also will provide opportunities for the sponsor to provide the monitor with any additional guidance as needed. The sponsor is financially responsible for any meals served incorrectly or served to ineligible people. This could mean a substantial loss of reimbursement to the sponsor if problems at the sites are not corrected. The sponsor is required to hold annual training sessions on program duties for monitors and other sponsor personnel. At the training session, monitors can be expected to be trained on the following: monitor duties and responsibilities, monitor site visit and review forms and any other records such as mileage records, procedures for monitoring meal counts, adjusting meal preparation or deliveries, reporting complaints to the vendor, and collecting site records. The sponsor will assign the sites for which monitors will be responsible. The sponsor may choose to do it at the training or at some point before the monitor begins duties. Monitors may be asked to attend the training session required for site supervisors. This meeting will familiarize a monitor with the specific duties of site supervisors and allow them to meet the site supervisor with whom they will be working with directly. Many people working at sites may not be familiar with operating food service programs, or they may not be accustomed to maintaining records. During the many reviews and visits, a monitor will find it necessary to explain the importance of following program rules and show how operations can be improved. This type of ongoing training of site personnel is a basic responsibility of each monitor. It may be necessary to give new site workers additional training and program requirements. It is important to document this training in the report. Effective monitoring is necessary for many reasons. Monitoring ensures that sites operate according to program rules and that accurate site records are available to justify payment to the sponsor. But most importantly, monitoring ensures that children in the community are getting nutritious meals. To be an effective monitor, it will be necessary to spend enough time at each assigned site to check the meal service operation. Therefore, it will be important to know the program requirements so problems at the sites can be identified quickly and solutions recommended. As an official representative of the sponsor, the monitor will be responsible for checking site operations to make sure that the sites maintain adequate records and that the program is operating in accordance with the requirements. Conducting site training is necessary, including training on the non-discrimination policy. Conducting pre-operational visits for new and problem sites. Visiting all assigned sites within the first week of operation to ensure that the food service is operating smoothly and that any needed adjustments are made for problems resolved. Reviewing food service operations of all assigned sites within the first 4 weeks of operation to thoroughly examine the meal service from start to finish, correcting problems and providing additional training when necessary. Additional responsibilities include revisiting sites as necessary, reconciling any discrepancies in meal counts and records with the site supervisor, suggesting corrective action to the site supervisor for problems encountered, preparing reports of the site visits and reviews, and ensuring that the copies of the reports are included in the official file for each site, and informing the sponsor about problems found at the site and ensuring that corrective action is completed and documented. Now we are going to talk about site visits and site reviews. When monitors observe program operations at sites, they will usually either make a visit or a review. A site visit requires a monitor to ensure that the food service is operating smoothly and that any apparent problems are immediately resolved. A site review requires the monitor to determine if the site is meeting all the various program requirements. To accomplish this, a monitor will have to observe a complete meal service from beginning to end. There are 3 types of visits and reviews required. The first type is the pre-operational visit. Pre-operational visits are conducted for all new sites and those that experience operational problems the previous year. The pre-operational visit is conducted before a site operates the summer program. These visits are required to determine that sites have the facilities to provide meal service for the anticipated number of children in attendance and the capability to conduct the proposed meal service. The next type of visit is the site visit. All sites must be visited at least once during the first week of operation. These visits are required to make sure that the food service operation is running smoothly and to verify information such as the site address, storage, holding and preparation facilities, and serving capacity. Please note, sponsors are required to visit all sites at least once during the first week of operation. With ODE CMP approval, the first week's site visit requirement may be waived for returning sites that operated successfully during the previous summer in the SFSP and had no serious deficiency findings. It may also be waived for sites that participate successfully in the Child and Adult Care Food Program or the National School Lunch Program. Sponsors of these sites are still required to review the site within the first 4 weeks of operation. The third type of visit is the site review. All sites must be reviewed at least once during the first 4 weeks of program operations. If a site operates less than 4 weeks, the sponsor must still conduct a review before the site's operation ends. During the site review, delivery or preparation of meals, service of meals, children eating the meals, and cleanup after the meals will be observed. The monitor should discuss any concerns or problems with the site supervisor and other site staff. Additionally, the monitor should instruct the site supervisor to call the sponsor's office immediately when help is needed and the monitor is not there. In conducting the site review, plan to arrive before the meal service begins and plan to observe the entire meal service. Check to see that the site's non-discrimination poster is placed in a prominent place and that all children have equal access to meals served. Conduct a point-of-service meal count and compare your counts with those of the site supervisor's meal count. Complete the site monitoring form and obtain the site supervisor's signature. On the form, thoroughly explain the specific nature and extent of any problems observed and the action to be taken to correct the problem. An in-depth discussion on conducting the site review is located in the USDA Monitor's Guide. The Monitor's Guide describes the additional responsibilities that monitors have. The Monitor's Guide is located on the ODE CMP Summer Food Service webpage. The monitor will check meals at the site to see that the meal pattern requirements are being met. These requirements ensure well-balanced, nutritious meals that supply the kinds and amounts of food that children require to meet their nutrient and energy needs. The monitor must make sure that the meal or snack service contains the required components for that meal or snack. At sites where offer versus serve is allowed, the meals offered to participants must meet the meal pattern requirements shown in the chart on this page. Part 1 of the Planning the Program Meal Service provides additional information on offer versus serve. The monitor must make sure that the meals served at the sites meet the meal pattern requirements for components and portion sizes listed on this chart. The monitor should check that all meals are consumed on-site in the designated area. The USDA Monitor's Guide provides additional information to evaluate during a site review. When observing the meal service at the site, keep in mind food safety rules, including temperature requirements. Knowing the 4 core messages of clean, separate, cook, and chill will help keep the food served safe to eat. For more information on sanitation and food safety, contact your local health department. During this session, the monitor's responsibilities, record-keeping requirements, and monitoring the meal pattern was discussed. An in-depth discussion of the monitor's responsibilities is located in the USDA Monitor's Guide. Sponsors and monitors are encouraged to review this manual to ensure staff are trained in compliance with USDA regulations and requirements. If you have any questions regarding this session, please contact your assigned specialist. Thank you for participating in the Monitors Training for Summer Food Service Program, hosted by Oregon Department of Education Child Nutrition Programs. Thank you for everything you do to fuel Oregon's future.